Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching. My name's Rich Tehrani. This week we're in Boston and we're interviewing a number of the companies in the New England area, leading tech companies, communications companies, etc. And on our program today is Mike Slattery. He's a director of software engineering at NEI. Mike, how are you?
Good, Rich. Thanks for having me.
Well, I was hoping to hear a little bit about what NEI is up to these days.
Well, we are expanding our appliance business in particular, trying to reach out into a number of different markets that the appliance model really fits into. So that's traditionally been storage and security, and now we're starting to see some of the other markets such as telecommunications, healthcare, video, all really looking at that as an opportunity for a way to deliver their software more cost-effective.
So working with companies that have software solutions and bundling them as complete appliance solutions, basically.
Yes, that's correct. That's what NEI's core business is. If you have an application software that you'd like to deliver as a total solution rather than having your end customer have to buy all the different pieces, the operating system and hardware, what we do is provide that integration service and deliver that as a total end solution. And around that, we've developed a number of different services that assist in the delivery of that.
What are some of those services?
Well, the main one that, from a software perspective, is what we call our Element Manager. But also from a hardware perspective, we offer a number of different things around a variety of different hardware solutions. But the Element Manager is really one of the key pieces because if you're delivering software today standalone, when you want to provide that as a solution, one of the things that you need to be able to do is manage the box, and that means monitor for the health, send alarms, update it, provide backups. Those types of capabilities are really what the Element Manager is all about.
Now, for your customers or the software vendors, is there any cost savings for them in bundling solutions with you or for their customers? In other words, what's your value?
Well, there's a couple of parts. First of all, the appliance value proposition is one of that saves both the IT shop and the actual ISV by simplifying the deployment model, putting it on a limited operating system, hardening the solution, pre-installing the software. It eliminates a lot of the setup and configuration and maintenance activities associated with a traditional software delivery. So there's a lot of time savings, which turns into real money savings for both the end user and the ISV. In terms of our software, what we try to do is provide all those capabilities in such a way that the ISV doesn't have to go out and develop those. So you can go out into open source, for example, and look at some of the different solutions, but then now you've got to spend engineering time, build up some new expertise, and to try to provide all that management capability when, in most cases, what we see our customers are in, they're in very competitive application markets where they want to focus all their energy, particularly their engineering resources, on delivering the feature sets for their core application. So it's really an outsourcing model for the management piece of the solution.
I assume it helps with time to market too?
Well, that's a big part of it, and that's really when we sell, that's the big part of what we push, because now we've got an integrated solution. We can provide everything from for the entire element management, and our whole system has been designed to be very easily customized and rebranded.
Now, in the last 5 years or so, there's been a tremendous amount of interest in virtualization and companies trying to either save money on electricity or to reduce the challenges they have with managing all of their hardware, or just trying to take advantage of the latent processing and processing power of these massive multi-processing, multi-core CPUs sitting in their data center. Is that an area that you're playing in as well?
Well, what we find is the appliances fit very, very well in a virtual and a cloud environment. If you look at one of the challenges, those trends that you're describing are really coming out of the IT data centers, where they're being driven to save costs or drive down their energy usage or whatever that happens to be. The challenge has then been for the ISVs who these software vendors may have traditionally delivered as a standalone piece of software or as a physical appliance. Now they're trying to make sure that they can offer those options into these new emerging markets. What's interesting, in particular with the appliance model, because you've tuned the operating system and reduced its size, it actually plays very, very well in a virtual environment because now it's not consuming any additional resources. It's actually already been tuned for that. And what it does is gives those ISVs those additional channels into the market.
Now, have you noticed any trends in the market recently? Just are there any directional shifts or anything you can share with us?
In terms of, I think there's the biggest trend right now, or the issue that we're seeing, is a lot of customers that we have are trying to figure out how to address the cloud space. And there's a number of different challenges. Not every application is set up to really be put in the cloud, and not every service is really designed for it. However, a lot of them are trying to use the cloud to try to reach down market. So we've seen a lot of interest, for example, in managed service, where can I take and enable something where I would actually manage that service remotely so that I can sell into a smaller or lower end market than I've traditionally addressed.
So what's next for the company?
Well, for the company, what we're looking to do is really try to leverage what we just talked about, some of the managed services, being able to enable those types of capabilities. Our ability to provide an update service has been a real key asset. We've got a number of customers that have been giving us feedback around how to expand and improve that service. And that's really going to be, at least from a software perspective, a big focus as we look forward for the next 12 to 18 months.
That's great. Well, thanks for being on the program. This is great.
Well, thank you for having me.